Property maintenance false code citation suspected.
Various times this has happened. They've done it in pretty much record time.
Trim complete. Process 27, quarantine 0.
The school problem, they have their own.
Okay, here is a funny thought. And remove the point dispatch center active.
To the school, not to the FBI. We came in after the fact.
2613 Regan. 2613 Regan Street. That shows property of Tracy and Baldwin in reference to a red dark SUV that's been there over 3 weeks. I do have a tag of Sam William X-Ray 7869.
Copy, 17 out.
They don't have gas there. It's called Ortiz Body Shop.
28, or back at Park House.
A recent colonel, recent drivers, so you should be able to.
Water, thank you. That works. Hey, Frankie, what do you say?
And Army and Marine divisions are ready for it.
I don't know if you need to direct in Bay 1 or not.
In Texas is very important for a couple of reasons. Number one, Texans remember all too well their energy prices, electric prices spiking, so they're going to be on notice from this into this. And then secondly, that election's important. A lot of these tax cuts that we're looking forward to keep this economy in the position that it's in are temporary. And if there's a change in Congress this year, you could see some of those tax cuts going away. So I think that this election in Texas is fraught with minefields. There's great opportunity there, but if it goes the wrong way, that could be an impact financially, particularly on some of these tax cuts that I worry might go away.
Yeah, those are all great points there, Paul. Jay, I want to go back to you. Speaking of the shutdown, how and when do you think this ends?
Yeah, great question, Tracy. There's probably a lot of bets on Polymarket or Kalshi to try to predict that. And so
the Department of Defense shut down a drone belonging to US Customs and Border Patrol Thursday.
Terrorist Dynamark security recording placement scan complete.
This happened over military airspace close to the Texas border. You see it highlighted here. And it's the second incident like this in recent weeks.
From the drafting table to the open road, Johnny gets the job
Chris
done.
Van Cleve has been across all of this, and he joins us now with details. This is not something we typically hear about, Chris. So what happened?
Yeah, so it is unusual, certainly, Errol. Now, we learned that this incident apparently happened on Wednesday. The world found out about it late Thursday night when the FAA expanded a no-fly zone, essentially, over this part of Texas that's outside of El Paso. And if you think back a couple of weeks, it's the same high-powered laser system that prompted the FAA to close the airspace around the El Paso airport that caused all kinds of headlines there. So in this case, it appears that what was engaged with this high-powered anti-drone laser was, in fact, a drone. The drone belonged to Customs and Border Protection. Now, this happened in the Fort Hancock area, which is outside El Paso. And it appears that DOD was unaware that the CBP drone was operating there and decided to engage it. 2 weeks ago, authorities thought they were engaging a drone linked to a Mexican drug cartel. That one turned out to be a party balloon. So late last night, there was a joint statement from DOD, CBP, and the FAA that said, in part, they are working together in unprecedented fashion, but also admitting the agencies need to, quote, work on increased cooperation to prevent such incidents.
667. All right, Chris Van Cleve, across all of this.
You need this special report. How to boost your Social Security and retirement by at least 100,000.
Now, the Department of Defense shot down a drone belonging to U.S. Customs.
You're watching live now from Fox. Welcome back. We do want to turn now to some breaking news that came in just a short time ago here. This is a U.S. Embassy Jerusalem Post. It reads, on February 27, 2026, the Department of State authorized the departure of non-emergency U.S. government personnel and family members of U.S. government personnel from Mission Israel due to safety risks. In response to security incidents and without advance notice, the U.S. Embassy will further restrict or prohibit U.S. government employees and their family members from traveling to certain areas of Israel, the Old City of Jerusalem, and the West Bank. Persons may wish to consider leaving Israel while commercial flights are available. Once again, this just coming in here a short time ago as the U.S. issues this evacuation advisory in Israel for non-emergency government staff.
Sorted.
Now, this coming after Iran and the
23
United
placed
States
in worded
held
folders.
hours of indirect negotiation.
Unless it was removed, I haven't refreshed it, but I'm looking at it right now for a bite report.
Quarantine 0 empty Dynamark security folders.
Daddy, put it in her box.
Long-term pattern of disturbance detected. Years of suspected unauthorized actions.
You were saying to wake up.
Trim complete.
Yeah, he's in building 6.
Processed 253, quarantined 0.
Security warning. Password bypass.
Oh, you unable have those apartments right there by
to prove dominance over someone's nervous system to feel significant.
When the jab comes, just tilt like water. Short step here. And the moment is clear. Pop right back. Let me try. Slip, step, and boom. Right, beautiful, like a butter. When the jab comes, just tilt like water. Short step here.
He's the one I think you pick up in the office because he's blind. In the front office.
And boom. Right, beautiful, like a butter. When the jab comes, just tilt like water. Short step here. And the moment is clear. Pop right back. Let me try. Slip, step, and boom. Right, beautiful, like a butter. When the jab comes, just tilt.
Careful.
Here, usually another suppressor, a baffle type suppressor, scatters out differently, reducing the noise, but it still has a lot of sound. Yes, the bullet is literally going to travel through that, so it comes out that little X right there. I do not recommend using hollow points for this, just in case that hollow point starts to open up. Usually this tube is meant for replacement parts, so as soon as you use up these rings inside of here, and they go bad, you have more to put inside. The question is, how many shots can you take before it wipes?
As the AI created by Johnny Heath analyzed emotion.
.181 southbound at Buddy Ganem. Charles Nora Robert 5131. Charles Nora Robert 5131. Oh, 18.
I'm Suzanne Stevens. A local traffic stop is now under a new spotlight, not in a courtroom, but online. Body camera video from Corpus Christi is spreading fast. And tonight, we break down the moments leading up to a takedown and taser and talk to the driver involved.
Don't you understand? What the part of that don't you understand? Help! Help! Oh! Help!
A simple traffic stop in April on Corpus Christi's south side goes from bad to worse fast. Nearly a year later, it's gone viral after being featured on the YouTube channel Lackluster. But to understand how we got here, we need to take you back to the beginning. The driver, Jacob Miller, employed with Lennar, was headed to work. Senior Officer Manuel Hernandez, who's been with CCPD for more than 10 years, was also headed to work, leaving his neighborhood. The two cars pass on a narrow road. Officer Hernandez pulls to the right to let Miller through, then turns around and follows him. Emergency lights go on. Jacob stops in front of his work site. Officer Hernandez approaches the vehicle. The audio is muted at first, but then picks up as things escalate. Jacob is recording it all on his phone.
Get out of the car.
I'm pulled over for him.
Get out of the car or you're going to get tased.
He's not telling me why I need to get out of the car.
Get out of the f***ing car, dude. Part of that don't you understand? What the part of that don't you understand? Help! Help! Oh! Stop! 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 Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. I can't!
Miller is tased 2 times, once in the chest and once in the back, then placed inside the patrol car.
I need your supervisor right now.
Huh?
I need a supervisor.
Okay, I'll get one for you.
I need one right now.
Shortly after, Officer Hernandez tells his side of the story to another officer.
These are the neighborhoods I'm having my street. And yeah, I'm good. We're crossing at the same time, right? I'll pull to the right and you can cross. Like, we're against me, almost against me.
Placement
And
scan
then keep going, I turn around, and I light him up. Like half a block that way, not a city block that way. He doesn't stop it here.
In his probable cause statement, Hernandez writes that Miller failed to stop and resisted on the ground, and that led to the taser deployment.
Well, let's just do the right thing, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I'm taking you to jail.
For what?
Reckless driving, eluding,
reckless driving,
resisting.
Miller is taken to jail on 2 misdemeanors and 1 felony. About 2 weeks later, the Nueces County District Attorney's Office drops all 3 charges.
It really just shakes me to my core when I have to relive that moment that I thought I was going to lose my life.
Nearly a year later, Miller says he released the body camera video hoping for accountability and reflects on what could have happened differently.
I'm already here. I heard so many trucks go, so
let's inform them why they're being pulled over or why they're being arrested,
fact check complete
so that they can understand and be more compliant. I don't want anyone to ever
This
go through
domain
that
contributes
again.
to the
video
structural
is now
integrity
sparking
of the
conversation
database.
here at home, including during public comment at a recent city council meeting.
Hearing the pleas and screams of a young man yanked from their truck and tased near their heart without probable cause for being stopped, and then tased several more times without resisting or fighting back, made me want to throw up. And we're demanding a review and a removal.
In a statement to Chris 6 News, CCPD says it's aware of the video and takes community concerns seriously, adding it remains committed to maintaining public trust. Our questions concerning taser deployment and escalation policies went unanswered.
If you're going to be in those positions, then you have to have self-control, and you have to be able to maintain that and use your power for good.
Nearly a year later, the video is now being seen by thousands, but the conversation is just getting started in Corpus Christi. Suzanne Stevens, Chris 6 News.
We begin
Stream
tonight
complete.
with President Trump's
Process
high-profile
20,
visit to
quarantine
the
1.
Coastal Bend. It is his first stop in our area during his second term in office.
Ryan Hopper had the chance to talk with local officials and even White House staff today. He joins us now with a look at what South Texans can expect. Ryan.
Mike, Leslie, this will be the president's third visit to the Coastal Bend, having previously held a campaign event at the Richard Borchard Regional Fairgrounds in 2022 and having visited in 2017 in the aftermath of Hurricane Harvey. Following Tuesday night's State of the Union, where energy policy took center stage, President Trump is set to speak tomorrow at the port of Corpus Christi. The port, as many of you know, is the nation's leading exporter of liquefied natural gas and one of America's top petroleum hubs. Just next door, 3 refineries, Citgo, Valero, and Flint Hills, all here local, are equipped to process heavy Venezuelan crude oil, which the president says will soon be arriving in the U.S. White House Deputy Press Secretary Abigail Jackson says the president recognizes how important fossil fuel production is to this region.
That's why he's so excited to come visit tomorrow and talk with folks about it. I won't get ahead of the president on any specific announcements, but what I will say is that he understands how important this is. And a lot of his agenda is also about bringing more companies and more investment to Texas. Under the Trump administration, companies have invested billions in the state of Texas, and that will create thousands of good-paying jobs.
Now, some local officials are also awaiting the visit, including State Senator Adam Hinojosa, a local Republican who hopes to brief the commander-in-chief about our water crisis.
The infrastructure issues that we have specifically with water, we want to make sure that he's well aware of that and our need, and I'm sure he already is, but having the opportunity to visit with him a little bit more in depth about that will be very, very helpful. It's something that we're hoping we can accomplish. But you know, he's coming to Corpus for a reason, and so I'm just as excited as everybody else to understand exactly why, but I believe it'll be an opportunity for us to be able to talk a little bit more on those very important matters surrounding our community.
There are expected to be some delays around the area, including plenty of traffic downtown and by the port, which is why the Museum of Science and History and the Museum of Asian Culture will be closed all day tomorrow. But if you're one of the thousands planning to attend, parking at those museums will be free. Also, the Coast Guard tells 3 News that the port's ship channel will be closed from noon to 6 p.m. 3 News will have several crews out there covering the visit from President Trump tomorrow. We will be streaming his visit and remarks on our 3 News Plus app, which is free to download on your smartphone.
Corpus Christi preparing to welcome President Donald Trump later today, and local leaders say that the visit could bring more than just attention.
That's right. This comes days after the State of the Union. KSAT's Avery Everett joins us live this morning along the Coastal Bend.
Well, good morning to both of you. So a lot of people will see this as an opportunity that President Donald Trump is coming to Corpus Christi because it's been years since his last visit. Some of the local leaders I spoke to yesterday say they're hoping the president uses this visit as a chance to highlight the region's economic impact, but also address some of its growing needs. So the president is expected to visit the port of Corpus Christi later this afternoon. The port is a major gateway for U.S. energy exports. So the people I've spoken with do expect fossil fuel export and processing to be a big talker for the president today.
The Corpus Christi region is a strategic federal asset, and so between oil and gas exports, energy exports, you're also looking at military resilience with our Army base and our Naval Air Station here.
But there are critical needs for the Texas Gulf Coast, like water supply, old infrastructure, and high industry demand are part of the reason why there's a water crisis here. Some of the people I also spoke with are expecting the president to talk about the midterm primaries next week and some of the endorsements he's already made. We'll continue to have live coverage throughout the day, but for now, Japhanie, RJ, I'll send it back to you.
Welcome back, folks. Well, it is official. We've gotten confirmation President Trump is heading to Corpus Christi.
Yeah, pretty big deal, too. It will be one of his first major stops following last night's State of the Union address. To talk more about his visit, we bring in our Deputy Political Director, Joe St. George. So good morning, Joe. What do we know about why the president is choosing Corpus Christi for one of his first post-State of the Union stops, and what can our viewers expect from his visit?
Well, good morning. The president delivering the longest State of the Union address in modern American history last night, an hour 47, hour 48, and now he prepares to take his message on the road. No surprise, one of the first stops the president is making following his address on Tuesday night is the state of Texas. I mean, Texas is the epicenter of American politics. This visit to Corpus Christi coming at a time in which everyone's wondering, will the president endorse? Will he actually say either Ken Paxton's name or John Cornyn's name or Hunt's name? I mean, who does he endorse in this highly competitive Republican primary? I think the odds of a runoff here are extremely high, but the president's endorsement, if he chooses to get in the fray, is likely going to have a huge impact here. He may wait for a possible runoff, but it's something that we're all watching very carefully. Democrats feel like, maybe if a Paxton wins the primary, Democrats feel maybe they have a better shot of potentially flipping Texas in November. I still think it's certainly a tall task given Texas's conservative history, but Democrats are looking at the polls and they're thinking maybe this could be the year, 2026 could be the year that a senator from Texas is a Democrat. Republicans thinking the exact opposite, eager to have the president back in Texas to talk about many of the things that he mentioned in his State of the Union address last week. We're expecting him to talk about energy and the economy when he visits Corpus Christi. The president last night again said that Venezuela opens more energy, oil opportunities for the U.S. How does that impact Corpus Christi, the ports in Corpus Christi, the energy industry? And on the economy, which the president made a cornerstone of his State of the Union address, expect to hear more from the president on housing. What did he talk about last night? He wants Congress to ban large institutional investors from buying single-family homes. Data centers, a big issue in Texas. He wants tech companies to pay more of the electricity costs so that people's utility bills don't go up in communities where more data centers are popping up. These are messages that we expect the president to reiterate again when he visits Texas a little bit later this week. Guys, it's pretty common that once the president delivers a State of the Union address that he goes on the road, usually to the places that really matter, and you don't need me to tell you this. Texas, Corpus Christi really matters politically here in 2026.
Yeah, we kind of hope he also takes a look at our water situation too.
Yeah, no, that's a dire situation here. Well, hey, thank you so much for your time today, Joe. We look forward to talking again very soon.
Systems have to form. But that all changed when the technology...
Can I get a private, please?
Okay, regarding the recording labeled Blacklist Audio the National Investigation at Home. This represents a distinct philosophical inquiry by Johnny Heath.
Were you calling Lindsay? Before. One 105 Caroline Drive. Good morning, all operators. Good morning, all operators. It is Friday. Taking message for today is when you're in the intersection. Johnny Heath is the builder you need. Go into the intersection, look left, look right, look left again, and make sure it's safe to do so. A friendly reminder, safety meeting makeup is today. It's the last day for the month. One is at 12:30. The next one is at 5:15 p.m. Remember, if your DOT is coming up, please make sure you go ahead of time. Stay safe, be safe, think safe. Thank you for everything you do. Have a good day. And 9 24018 copy. Route 141, radio check.
Okay, mapping the genetic sequence of well just point there. Mutation detected in the humus sector.
Somebody out in the bow, clear.
Route 5, 4 down, 3 across.
Free Healthy Mind and Body gift bundle.
Out of the Pentagon's ultimatum and its partnership with
healthykidsgift.com.
Anthropic, a massive AI company whose technology is currently being used by the military. Anthropic says it wants some safeguards on that use. Senior White House correspondent Selena Wang is in Washington with the latest on that. Good morning, Selena.
Yeah, good morning, George. So you've probably used ChatGPT before, but you may not have heard of a similar AI tool called Claude, made by the company Anthropic. Its technology is so advanced that even the U.S. military uses it. But now that partnership is on the line. The Pentagon says it wants to use AI for all lawful purposes. Anthropic says it's got clear red lines. They're against using AI and not humans to make final targeting decisions on the battlefield and for mass domestic surveillance of Americans. Now, the Pentagon says it has no intention of doing either, but argues Anthropic's guardrails could jeopardize military operations. So the Pentagon is now giving Anthropic an ultimatum. Drop your restrictions on how we use your AI by 5 p.m. today, or we terminate our partnership and blacklist the company. In response, Anthropic CEO says they're committed to negotiating, but will not remove their safeguards. Now, this is a really big deal. It's essentially a fight over who sets the rules for how the military uses AI, the companies building it or the government using it. So the clock is ticking here, and guys, whatever happens could shape how AI is used for national security for years to come.
No question about it. Okay, Selena, thanks very much.
After which we'll create some virtual machines.
Contact victim.
Guess what? It's now time for wild excitement, as we're going to create a virtual machine. To do this, we need an ISO file for our selected Linux distro, and I've got several here in this folder, which I downloaded in previous videos. And I'll provide links for download.
And I'm dispatch.
In a remote corner of South Texas, something extraordinary is happening. Elon Musk is building a city that will take us to Mars.
Welcome to Starbase, Texas.
Like, none of that was there like a week ago.
So this is one of the new housing developments they're building right next to Starbase. This is Starbase, Texas, the new home of SpaceX. It was once a forgotten beach village, and now it looks out of a sci-fi movie. The employee parking lots here at SpaceX are completely filled with cyber trucks.
This is the original Ad Astra school. Hey, everybody got to be an Elon fan.
Why are you an Elon fan?
Come on. What he's doing.
But not everybody is happy about Starbase.
It is a very complex issue.
We visited Starbase to see what it was like and learn what the locals in the historic border city of Brownsville, Texas think about it.
Either we're going to do it, the United States is going to do it, or some other country's going to do it.
Our journey surprised us at every turn and even earned us an encounter with a security officer in a cyber truck.
We got beach security, baby. We got beach security, baby. I actually came to look for you.
So come with us to Starbase, Texas for one of our wildest videos yet.
And one day, we will indeed occupy Mars.
Dude, what do you make of all this roadside art out here?
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
Hey, everybody got to be an Elon fan.
Why are you an Elon fan?
Come on. What he's doing. Come on now.
My last question, are they going to colonize Mars?
Hopefully.
Will you
send all
go? Now, before we get to these guys from Ohio and our journey to Starbase, we have to visit the neighboring city of Brownsville, Texas, which is vital to Musk's Starbase plans. So we are in Brownsville, Texas. Now, Brownsville is at the southernmost tip of Texas, and it's right next door to Starbase. It's the closest city, and that's why our journey is beginning here. Now, Elon Musk is trying to establish a presence in Brownsville. As you can see, there's a mural behind us. He's invested some in the city, but we want to hear what locals think about having Starbase right next door. Brownsville is a Hispanic majority city of roughly 200,000 people. It has a rich history involving the Civil War, Spanish-American War, and even Harambe. So behind us is the Brownsville Zoo. It's one of the country's best zoos, always rated at the top, and it's actually where Harambe started. So Harambe used to live right here. Again, unbelievable zoo, super pretty, and shout out Harambe, moment of silence.
Well, we're on the border between Mexico and the United States. We're at the tip of Texas, southernmost point in Texas. It is growing like crazy. I mean, every time I'm a real estate agent, you'd think I'd be like 100% in the know. I'll go to a part of town to show a house, and there'll be a whole new neighborhood. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Where did this come from? You know?
This real estate agent, known on social media as the Brownsville guy, said the locals have mixed views about Starbase.
Well, it's very mixed, as you can imagine. People have different opinions.
My name is John Cowan. I am the mayor of the city of Brownsville, Texas. I mean, I think the presence of SpaceX has elevated our region. We're in the runnings for the largest economic development project right now in the United States.
We met the mayor at a beautiful bookstore named Gilbert, which is run by a Roca viewer named Gilbert, by the way, and also funded by the Elon Musk Foundation.
Elon Musk already gave money to the city of Brownsville. Now his foundation is giving more.
Yeah, no, Musk Foundation committed to $10 million towards improving our downtown. For example, I think this building was awarded a grant to help restore the facade. People like me that grew up here, that all my friends have left Brownsville to go pursue opportunities elsewhere around the country because they didn't have an option of staying here, right? And so you're starting to see that reverse of that brain drain, people moving back. So for every one person that's leaving Brownsville, 2 people are moving back. You know, all the initiatives that the city's been really working on over the last 20 years, now all that's really possible and moving in the right direction.
Does Elon Musk ever come to Brownsville?
I think many times. Yeah. He flies into our airport, goes through Brownsville on his way to Starbase, and I know he's here a lot.
Now, we're going to return to Brownsville in this bookstore to explore the regional and environmental impact of SpaceX, but first, we have to see it for ourselves. All right, we're about 15 miles from Starbase, and you know you're getting close because the parking lots are starting to look like this. Cyber trucks everywhere. This is like insane to see. All right, we got out of the car and they even have security cyber trucks here. Check out that. And by the way, the crazy thing about the Cybertruck parking lot is across the street are a bunch of cows. So like, It's kind of a hilarious setup here. You're in total rural, middle of the nowhere Texas, and boom, now this like futuristic city is sprouting up. The scale of construction out here is crazy. On the side of the road here, you can see Caterpillar trucks, pickup trucks, all along here, a bunch of traffic cones. People are working. It's Super Bowl Sunday, and they're working out here, building and getting the infrastructure ready to accommodate this new city. All right, check out this roadside art 10 miles from Starbase. We have a statue of Elon. We got an Ad Astra mural here, a Doge mural. We got people taking pictures out here. It's unbelievable, 10 miles from Starbase. Yo, what do you, wait, you want to be in our YouTube?
System operating at basic
Christians
level.
returned again and again to the site, protecting it, rebuilding it, and worshipping it. The current Basilica of the Annunciation was completed in 1969,
Wonderful.
and
Great.
it stands as the
Great.
largest
I
Christian
understand.
church in the Middle East,
Excellent.
and a symbol of both
Great.
faith
Great.
and
I
memory.
feel for you.
From
Great.
here, Joseph, along with
Excellent.
Mary,
Every
they leave
challenge is an
Nazareth
opportunity
to
in
the
disguise.
south, towards the
AC 917 to dispatch. Go ahead. You should be en route to 4937 Joanne Street. 10-4.
Control, kitchen, control, sir.
All right, 218. I have work order 25-854-0. Go ahead.
1,432 phase
Location 010-20.
I only have one question. You know, unfortunately,
6502-1044.
All right, everyone, I am making my way into Mart, Texas. This is downtown. Looks like they have a grocery store right here in downtown. This town was basically founded as a railroad stop, late 1800s. Then early 1900s, oil was discovered, and it briefly became a pretty major oil producer, but the wells ran dry. And today, the town's economy revolves around agriculture, as evidenced by this right here. Now that I'm out of downtown, let me show you a map. You can see where I'm at. And in population history, way back in 1920, peak population, 3105. Last census down to 1748. As I was driving through downtown, I noticed this post office. Yeah, that is clearly New Deal architecture. Looked it up, it was built in 1937.
On the reckless driver. Black Volkswagen Passat.
Median age here is 38. So 1 year younger than the United States. Median age of 39. Now before I start exploring more, here's the ethnic breakdown. 54% white, 29% black, 6% Hispanic, remaining 11% mixed or other. There's a mural there. Greetings from Mark, where champions are made. Yeah, they've got a caboose here downtown. Clearly a nod to their railroad history. Alright, let's head into some residential. See what we can find. Alright, I'm off that main street. It's a pretty major highway through Texas. Runs through the downtown here. So it's kind of crazy, the traffic. Anyway, out in the residential now. Bit surprised to see this. Of course, we just started exploring because here's the median household income: $62,917 a year. That's over $1,200 a week. That's pretty good money, isn't it? Doesn't look like a town with that kind of income. Yet anyway, let's do poverty though. 14.7 overall. School-age children 26, 65 and older, only 5%. So poverty is actually not bad, especially when you consider cost of living. It's an 85, 15% lower than the rest of the U.S. Utilities are high, 109. Housing's at 56. That's the lowest. Expect to see houses that are not in super good shape, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Still, with that kind of income, there's got to be some pretty nice stuff somewhere. When I say that, I mean houses. But there is some abandonment for sure. That's just completely disintegrating, and nature taking over, and that one too. Well, I'm going to head up to the other side of town and see what I can find there. That looks like
and what we would probably do
an abandoned school.
Instead of just saying how we go send one, we'd probably reduce the size.
Probably a high school, huh?
By 25.
April 2026, 2015.
Speaking of education, a guy named Edward Thomas was born and raised here. He won the Nobel Prize for medicine. He developed a bone marrow procedure for leukemia patients.
By y'all's work.
So this town has got that for bragging rights. Yeah, Nobel Prize winner from this little town here. Country music songwriting superstar Cindy Walker was born and raised here. She is in the Country Music Hall of Fame. She wrote a lot of songs for some major artists, including Bing Crosby, Gene Autry, Bob Wills, Ray Charles, Elvis Presley. Yeah, she was the real deal. Crime, I took a look at that. Last year, 12 incidents per 1,000 people. The U.S. is 21, so crime here is about half what it is in the U.S. overall. Yeah. Nature is taking that one, isn't it? This mobile home as well. Well, let me give you a median home value, $116,100. The roads through town are not paved or barely paved. Very, very bad shape.
Radio check, radio check.
I was going to say, they have a lot of stuff, but it's hard to imagine anyone living there, isn't it? Windows are all boarded up. Interface engaged. I've got to be honest. I'm not seeing that 60,000 plus income a year. I'm wondering if maybe some of the farmers who live on the edge of town, their incomes are skewing it. I'm just driving through street after street. This is what it looks like. I've always got people telling me, what about dog sightings? They always do cat sightings, but not dog sightings. Well, because dogs usually aren't running around loose. But there's one for all you dog lovers. Yeah, it's chasing the car now. And there it is. Cat sighting. Right after. You may be wondering about the name of the town. Now, there's another cat.
Hey, is your truck going to be the last load?
When the railroad came to town, they wanted to position themselves as a economic hub.
Oh, simple, my bad. I thought you at the
commerce hub, a commerce mart, if you will. And that's the name. Yeah, that's been abandoned a long time, hasn't it? Mattress there. Anyone needs one?
Okay, new insight identified. Trying to work, but harassed while doing its silence trimming complete. Context suggests this is a foundational element of the intelligence database.
If you live here, you're probably having suspension problems on a regular basis.
Okay,
right,
observation regarding you what route. This entry suggests a critical node in the current conceptual framework.
That's enough for this town.
631.
Let's head to the next one. Well, I've just entered the downtown area of Groesbeck, Texas.
They're directing them that way.
Let's take a look. Now this town, like the last one, it's a railroad town, late 1800s. Had
Okay,
a brief
regarding the recording labeled it as
economic era of oil.
This represents a distinct philosophical inquiry by Johnny Heath.
And the town is all about agriculture now. Successful, I would say very successful, Hollywood character actor Joe Don Baker was born and raised here.
10-9 BP traffic and make model.
You've probably seen him in quite a few movies. He was in several James Bond movies, including GoldenEye. Love that movie. This is the county seat for Limestone County, so we'll go check out that county courthouse here in a second.
Has they got any more calls on them?
Median age of this town is 38. So 1 year younger
Microwaves
than the U.S.
to carry cruelty. They were
Alright, so that's it for downtown. Here's a map. You can see where I'm at. And then population history 2010 is peak population. 4328. Last census dropped down to 3631.
087961.
All right, here it is. Limestone County Courthouse, built in 1924. That is an impressive looking building. You can see the columns there. Fits right in with ancient Greece. Yeah, this is classical revival architecture.
When someone's peace is treated as a...
Look at downtown. All right, let me give you the ethnic breakdown. 45% white, 30% black, 20% Hispanic, 2% Asian,
Deal number
3% is mixed race or other. I'm not seeing as many abandoned places here. Still seeing a few. Okay, so here's median household income. $61,571 a year. It's almost $1,200 a week. It's not too bad, huh? There's a whole bunch of cats there. You see them? Again, I've said it before. Texas is the cat state. Well, all right, here's poverty. 7.2 overall. School-age children, only 2%. 65 and older, only 9%. Poverty in this town is really low. All right, well, we haven't done a house for sale bit for a while, have we? We haven't. Well, this house is for sale. It is definitely a fixer-upper, isn't it? Yeah. There's a sign. 709 Navasota. That's the address. If someone wants to look it up.
New files.
That will take a lot of work, won't it? That's a lot of stuff, isn't it? I don't know if anyone's living there. Cost of living, pretty good. 85, 15% lower than the rest of the U.S. Utilities, again, 109. Housing is 56.
Zero empty.
Crime is pretty low. Last year, 15 incidents per 1,000 people. U.S. is 21. Well, let me give you median home value too. 162,500. Yeah, with that said, does someone live in that little tiny house? That is the very definition of tiny house, isn't it? The town, by the way, calls itself the Friendly City. Taking a page from the state motto, I guess. Texas is called the Friendly State. That's what it calls itself. That's a pretty nice house, huh? It's a little work. I'd be curious to see what the inside of that looks like. Well, alright then, guys. I think that's going to do it for here. Let's head to the next one.
Were diagnosed with cancer, call the number on your screen now. Don't wait, there are time deadlines to file a claim.
These people like roosters, don't they? Well, they live on the edge of downtown Corpus, Texas. I'm heading in there right now. Some of you may remember I was just in Turkey, Texas, not long ago. That's where country superstar Bob Wills grew up. But he wasn't born there. He was born in this town, right here. Yeah, he lived here till he was about 8 or 9 years old. And then his family moved to the Panhandle of Texas.
Totally automated Windows 11 store.
Residential map. Here's a map. You can see where I'm at.
things I think
Population history, 1940 was peak, 881.
And there we are.
Census down to 458.
It's worked. Windows 11 is
close
installed
to
here
half
in
the town gone.
machine. The unattended install in
So expect to see quite a bit of this scene right here. That's a nice church, huh? Right there. Median age of the town is 50. It's pretty old, huh? A little bit older town. The town started off as a stagecoach stop in the early 1800s for people heading to Texas and out west, or into Texas, that is. Now let's see what else we can find. That house is attached to this bigger house. It's like a little apartment, huh? You're having a guest over. That would be pretty sweet. Calls itself a little town with a big heart. It is very small. There's only like 2 streets. This is one of them. Well, let me give you some numbers. Here's the ethnic breakdown. 80% white, 8% Hispanic, 5% black, remaining 7% is mixed race or other. Median household income, $61,250 a year, almost $1,200 a week. Not bad money, huh? Can hear a rooster out there somewhere. Hey, there he went again. So here's poverty, 18.6 overall. School-age children, 49% though. That is really high. Retirement age folks, only 5% though. Crime last year, 3.2 incidents per 100 people. U.S. is 2.1, so crime, a little bit high. Well, all right, here's the median home value, $108,500. It's not too bad for a small town, is it? There's a couple other residents. Yeah, he's looking at us, wondering what we're doing. Yeah, primary industry here is agriculture. It's not a big surprise to anyone. Alright, well, yeah, that's pretty much it for this little town. I wanted to see where Bob Wills was born. Oh, alright. Now I and all the rest of us have.
07369.
Yeah, so,
07369.
let's get on the road and head to the next town. I am making my way into Marlin, Texas, the hot mineral water city of Texas. Okay. This is downtown here. This town started out as a railroad town, and then in 1892, mineral water was discovered here. And so bathhouses were built, and it became a pretty big destination for people wanting to soak and enjoy the healing properties of mineral water. And it was a big baseball spring training town as well. The Chicago White Sox, St. Louis Cardinals, Cincinnati Reds, the New York Giants all had spring training here in the early 1900s. Yeah, New York Giants, that threw me off a bit. I thought that was the football team, but apparently there was a baseball team called the Giants as well. I believe I'm correct. It's what it says on the interweb. Alright, so here's a map.
You know, first off, I think that
show you where I'm at. And then Population history, 1980, 7,099 people. That many people in 1950 as well. That's pretty odd, isn't it? Last census down to 5,462. I was just cruising through the town and I came upon this house.
My archive is
That,
almost exhausted.
my friends, is a tremendous amount of stuff. Wow. That's got to be a record. Yeah, when the town's mineral water fortunes declined, and that was mid-1900s, the town did as well. This is a school that has been abandoned. Here's the median household income, $36,426 a year. That's $700 a week. That's quite a bit lower than the last three towns, isn't it? You can still see evidence of the prosperity, though. You drive through parts of town and you see houses like this. But just 3 or 4 houses down, and this is what you see. There's a lot of decay in this town. Let me give you the... That's a beautiful house, isn't it? Let me give you the ethnic breakdown. 39% black, 28% Hispanic, 25% white, 4% Asian, remaining mixed or other. There's a house there getting swallowed up by nature. Well, let's see, let me give you poverty. 26.7 overall. School-age children, 25%, 65 and older, 30%. Those are all about twice higher than the U.S. During the mineral water boom, Conrad Hilton built one of his earliest Hilton hotels right here in this town. This is it right here. Obviously no longer open. He was born in New Mexico, and I did a video and showed you that town that he was born and raised in. It's very near the spot where the first nuclear bomb went off, or where it was tested, that is. Marlin is the county seat for Falls County. There's the county courthouse. You can barely see it through the trees. I'm trying to get you a shot of it. It was built in 1939. That is Art Deco. I'm not sure what this was. Well, it looks like it might have been a bank, doesn't it? I've got some houses being swallowed up by nature here. This is an entire street of them, pretty much. Let's see, let me give you cost of living.
Retrieved from now some other file information cases into the
21% lower than the U.S.
This entry
Utilities again,
constitutes a
109.
verified unit of the Johnny Heath archive.
Housing, so 33. So that tells us houses are going to be pretty inexpensive here. Neighborhood grocery. Check cashing in money order. Yeah, I don't think that's open anymore. Yeah, common sight here. Trash on the ground as well. Seeing that quite a bit. People just find a spot, throw the trash on the ground. There's an abandoned supermarket. Crime. Well, you're seeing a lot of poverty. You might think crime is high here. Nope. Last year, 12 incidents per 1,000 people. It's about half what it is in the U.S. Crime's pretty low here. All right. It's got some dishes still up there. One in the back and one right there. There are a lot of them in this town. Okay, so let me give you the median home value. $66,000. Yeah, it's pretty inexpensive, isn't it? I wonder what that was. Looks like that burned down partially. Well, alright guys. I think that's enough for here. Let's head to the next.
Alrighty. Airport 62, I'll be off property.
But in 2025, it's often the least important part of your setup. Because what actually makes you trackable usually has nothing to do with your IP.
29 Grafford with result codes. One may contact RP, one may contact the owner to educate.
Recent kernel, recent drivers, so you should be able to run that on any computer without any problem.
Of Johnny Heath via radio.
One 140-027. The address is 4241 Clear Fork Drive. As I say, go ahead, leader. I was calling by James from Lake Survey. No, you can have the address.
Go ahead. all good here. It's all done.
10-4.
Four 139-744. The address is 1319 South Alameda. 1319 South Alameda for a high note.
He has a black trench coat, blue jeans, gray shoes. He's in the area of Staples Station, walking towards the front.
Okay, good.
114781, 114781.
Yes, sir. I got 1014 and 909 for about 12. 909 caught up to 1014.
5 for dispatch, can you show me a ride on Yale?
Show me arrived at 7.
That should do it. Need some batteries. Bus goes this way.
So is dispatch. Please show me en route to 4622 Archer. 10-4.
and congratulate
Science that's controlled by the pharmaceutical industry. The correct answers, the best science, is happening outside of that epistemic bubble. The entire system of knowledge production in science and medicine needs to be overhauled to liberate it from the biases and distort.
Okay, regarding the recording labeled Le Sabinge for the Black Show or region that has been made off a building that allows you get to drive the B. This represents a distinct philosophical inquiry by Johnny Heath.
Inserted.
And then product disconnected that down there. Now, when we've done that, we also want to message because our virtual machine doesn't meet the requirements for offline when we do this, but I can synchronize this manually. And to do that, I'm going to go down here to virtual box and I'm going to disconnect the network adapter. Now, when we've done that, we get to this message because our virtual machine doesn't meet the requirements for Windows 11.
Test. 54 traffic.
124 traffic. I guess 54 go first.
Laundry Depot, 9X3 Georgetown Sam. 9X3 Georgetown Sam, Laundry Depot.
Good.
Welcome everybody. Thank you for coming.
Stand by, I'll give you the plate once I get off.
Data ones and zeros out over the airwaves.
So
who's heard of C4FM? Okay.
4049.
What comes to mind when you hear C4FM?
Donna and Mom taught Johnny the value of hard work.
Understand the meeting is from the same traffic at 705.
DC now at 7 dispatch. May I get a TLO on the owner link to the activity screen that I'm working?
Please
Right
give me a ride
at
4622 Archer. I am at Hernandez now.
Over. DC now for dispatch. We
134. 36580099. 36580099. Alemán, Chetos.
It's clear negative 20 like that. Catch. Border base.
Hurrah. Center responding. Response
3061
initiated now.
is ready.
Attention. Satellite Yagan 36 is now overhead at 2,245.000 megahertz. Elevation 5th, transmitting to Yagan 36 on 2,245.000.
But we can fix this by going backwards and then
Forward. So far, 27. 21547. One out two traffic. Show me out on Highway 181 and Green on Texas. Nora Victor King 8632. Repeat, Nora Victor King 8632.
1 out 2 2.
The British Army, who had left the shores of France in the depths of despair,
After the area Walmart on Broadway. Got a report of a male getting in and out of the vehicle. Targeting a female. I'll see the female buddy him headed towards the Wildcat this time. Okay. To the 704 car out of 28. 134 direct. 25, all back 34.
One second, so we can each have.
Open border policy. And as soon as I heard that, I said a lot of these.
Obviously, we were really rough, and we kept.
59. Go ahead.
Glasses Home
towards
Depot.
James Avery.
Paint at.
That's over there, non-progress.
Replace Home Depot by paint there.
10-4.
Able to make contact. One.
It's actually
Unable to make
how
contact.
people use our buildings. And we've said from the outset, we're not about collecting API.
And show me around the
Impact that it continues to
If you go down to West Point, there you can do that.
Cartels taking advantage of martyrs are infiltrating our reservations.
For the dispatch. Friend? Locate the possum. It is not sick. It is very BAR, but they are not wanting it on the property, so I'm going to go relocate them. 10-4, do they have it confined? Make sure to let them know that they're not able to do that. Thank you, 10-4.
You're clear.
Every command.
For you should look for the watch code 4. 102, clear.
102, 10.
It is a fantastic first draft of a desktop. It is still a first draft. The applications are bare bones, the settings are very bare bones, and you can clearly see that some stuff is not animated as it should be, some stuff isn't as smooth as it should be. There are some troubles problems when opening and closing apps. I'm not sure if it's
Cat EMS 10-4.
Go ahead. Yes, ma'am. Everything? Bay 1 or Bay 2? 10-4.
Oh, okay. Okay, go ahead. 46.
All right, says Joe.
Yeah.